Hey guys, it's William here, CEO of Space Viking, joined by the COO, Jason, and the CTO, Alex. And we have a special guest as well tonight. Two guests, actually, Michelle and Adam from our Brewing Project we're partnering with. And I'll throw the ball over to Jason, and he'll talk a little bit more about this.
What's going on, everybody? Like William just said, today we're doing an AMA with Edge Brewing Project. I'm going to introduce you guys to our brewing partners and get a bunch of questions answered about everything that your heart desires. Just some quick things that we wanted to update you with. There are more influencer videos coming, so prepare for that. There are 3 billboards going up in Australia, 2 in Melbourne, 1 in Perth, for the Edge Brewing Project and the delicious Land Lager. And there's just so much more to come this year. We'll get into the specifics on all the beer stuff, but get excited because now it's real close to being real. Alex, do you want to talk through any of the quick website updates, the roadmap, anything like that before we just jump into the questions for the Edge Brewing?
I know I at least have a little bit about...
Basically, the last thing on the webpage is our merch, so thanks for that. And we are finally having a merch again. So that is the latest thing. We are following our roadmap, and everything is going fine with that. So you can check out the latest things. So Q3, Q4 is done. We are now on Q1, and we are cracking the things. So any new things, you will be updated. I'm working on the latest version of the web page. I still have to do some tweaks and everything, but I want to make sure that everything will be ready in the next month. So basically, we are having the beer soon. Jason and Adam will speak a little bit about that. And I would like to catch up with those things. So basically, we'll have to set up the things for the people who will join our project in the future, and everything will be up and running for that. So that's my main goal for now. That's it.
Okay. And the whole day I've spent with a very new, a new good friend of mine, to say the least. He's very known in the crypto universe, and we've been talking a lot of things over, especially regarding our upcoming exchange, where you'll be able to buy SVT directly with your credit card. So that is being worked very hard on as well. And I can actually see he's jumped on the chat here right now. Björn.
Good evening, everybody. Nice to meet you. Björn here, CEO of Passive Income. Very nice to be part of the team.
Perfect. But yeah, me and Björn has talked a lot today, and yeah, we have a lot to tell all of you guys in the following weeks, and yeah, there's some very big things coming up. Let's just say it like that. And yeah, and Björn, you'll have a good appearance here next week as well, right?
Definitely, guys. You'll hear more from me. We'll be more active in the Space Vikings community, where we got to be in general, and you will see a lot more of me and William in general.
Amazing, man. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Great.
Let's dive into some questions.
Let's get on
Sorry, guys.
with the questions and the AMA for Edge Brewing.
All right, Michelle and Adam, are you prepared for the questions that you have never seen before in your life?
Bring it on.
Question number 1, who are you and why are you here?
True.
Oh, well, we're a little two-person company, 2 of us. we've just basically been really interested in beer for a very long time. Our background is in hospitality, and it just seemed like a natural progression to basically go out there and make what we wanted to drink, for the lack of what we wanted to drink was in the market. So we just thought, let's make it ourselves. And Adam's skills as a home brewer, like from 2005, so a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like basically using our laundry to start it off. It's just progressed into something pretty wonderful that just seemed to be like a little project for us to keep ourselves entertained on the weekends. Kind of took over our lives a little bit. So we're just a small company, Gypsy Brewing Company in Melbourne, and travel for beer. Does you want to add?
No, I think we'll probably, that's good.
Well, speaking of, can you tell them what Gypsy Brewing is, just so anyone who has never heard of that term, like yours truly, has an idea what's going on, what that is?
Yeah. Well, it basically means that we don't have a home brewery. We have a house, but we don't brew in the same place every time. It means that we have to be extra resourceful to make sure that we're actually, making sure we have a brewery to brew in. And the beauty of Gypsy Brewing is that we can essentially look at the type of beer that we want to make, look at the type of ingredients we want to use, and then go there. So go direct to the source and then find a brewery that is in pretty close proximity to it, or a brewery that we really admire and want to learn from, or really understand, or really want to work with their philosophy. And so we kind of tee up a collaboration with them. So then we end up going directly there and brewing there, and it means that everything is kept localized. So I think Gypsy Brewing is a pretty awesome way to brew beer. Like, you're not really limited to where you live.
Another easy way also to think of it is, traditionally people always, if you wanted to start a brewery, you had to invest millions of dollars to buy the equipment. So essentially, you probably don't own the building, but you own the business and the equipment. Gypsy Brewing basically like leasing a house instead of owning your own house. So we basically just pay rent rather than pay a bank, loan repayments for the equipment. We just pay rent to an existing brewery. And as Michelle said, that gives us flexibility to sort of chop and change where we brew, and we, rather than sort of being stuck on one set sort of equipment and one size. It's quite cool because we can take on projects like we are now with Space Vikings, and completely upscale it when it goes crazy, and all you guys, buy all the beer and sell us out.
Can you say that again? Because that is the end goal right there. Like everything that you guys, all of the investors that are listening to this, and all the investors in the future on YouTube that are listening to this, we're starting this at 2,000 liters. The best part about Gypsy Brewing is the fact that they can go from that 2,000 to 20,000 tomorrow. I mean, if you just have to get to the brewery that you want to do that at, and we can do that. So we want that proof of concept, and we're well on the way to make that happen. I don't think I actually wrote this question, but I do have it. You guys started brewing. You guys already started brewing, right?
Yeah, correct. Here's a mock label. This isn't actually the finished. Inside is a different beer. We just whacked the label on. But so let me line up with the camera. But yeah, that will be what the beer looks like. We're packaging last day of January. So the first batch is brewed in Melbourne, and we'll have that out to the Australian market the first. I think as you brushed on, billboards are going up next week, so super exciting times for us. But yeah, we brewed the beer earlier this week, but obviously with sort of the method we use is all natural brewing, so we don't sort of rush the process. So it takes a full 3 weeks for the beer to fully ferment out into lager. It's fun.
Awesome. This is just a interesting question. How long have you been brewing? How long have you been doing it professionally? I know, Adam, the things that I've read online, because obviously I had to vet you when we went into it. You've been doing this forever, right?
Yeah. There's a fine line between vet and stalking as well. So,
yeah, I'll
yeah. I think professionally, well, commercially, I should say, with Edge is just coming on to 10 years now. I think we're at 9 years at the moment. But yeah, before that, we're sort of, as Michelle brushed on, we're home brewing just in the, literally in the home, in the laundry, for, I don't know, maybe 5-6 years or so before we started Edge. So yeah, brewing in all senses, I guess, 16 years or something like that. So it's, the market, craft beer market has changed so much, even from 9 years ago when we started Edge. The whole, I'm sure it's the same in most markets, but in Australia, it just 9 years ago it was sort of non-existent. We were one of the first kind of craft breweries or brewing companies, I should say.
You knew every other brewing company. You knew the brewer's name, the kids' names. Like, it was a very small industry.
Yeah. Even international markets, like we would travel a lot because of the nature of our company, but also to go to beer festivals and have fun, and in Denmark a lot as well. And we would know all the the main sort of players on the international stage. With brewing, like the sort of craft brewers community was pretty small, and now it is exploded. It's insane. The exception, of course, being America, which has been big for quite some time.
One of the craziest parts about this, actually I have no idea where I was going. What can you tell us about land lager? What you've done so far? Any ingredients that you're willing to share? Just about what's coming out. What's it going to taste like? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, awesome. Do you want to start?
I was going to say, it's inspired by Space Vikings, for sure. So it's basically ingredients that research shows that Vikings would have used to brew beer. So we're trying to keep it as close as we can to what a Viking would have consumed back in the day when they were raiding. Like main ingredients being like rye and honey. And these ingredients, if you're not quite skilled in the brewing process, you can really stuff it up. So you've got to be pretty careful, and rest assured, Adam's pretty damn good at this. So he's really, really good at writing these recipes to make sure that these ingredients aren't overpowering or dominating. They're more complementing. So lots and lots and lots of practice gives them the ability to just kind of. We have a little dog here.
Oh, you definitely have a dog.
Another dog he's friends with in the park just walked past the window.
Nice one.
Which dog is it though?
We're certainly not just for land lager, but for any Edge beers. It's our philosophy. I guess in the IT world, it's open source. So if anyone is a home brewer at home and is interested and wants to brew it, just shoot us an email, jump on Edge Brewing's website or social media. More than happy to share recipes, and we fully disclose all our ingredients. And the more people that get involved and start brewing, and the better. So
don't worry, we're not leaving out a secret ingredient or anything like that.
I mean, of course, the equipment's going to be way different. Your water source is going to be very different. So you're not going to get the exact same beer anyway, but you can get close enough.
That's amazing.
I like the idea.
Sorry, I missed that.
I like that idea and everything.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. One thing, I guess, which also ties into this beer, because, of course, being, an Edge, half an Edge beer and a half Space Vikings beer. Our, brewing method, we use all natural ingredients. There's no additives, no chemicals. But all our beers are designed to be quite dry, really refreshing. We don't sort of, the craft beer world, particularly at the moment, is really hyped up on sort of overdoing things and doing like super, super sweet dessert beers. Adding 50 ingredients into a beer and kind of these things, which, in our opinion, kind of get a bit lost and a bit cloying. And so we kind of, strip it back, and we sort of have one or two at the most special ingredients, and keep the beer, super refreshing and really dry and sort of thirst quenching. And that's exactly what Space Vikings beer will be. The honey will give, a nice little, subtle aroma, but actually dries out the body. Honey fully ferments almost with the yeast. So, and the rye and other special ingredient. So it changes the mouthfeel a little bit. It adds like a little bit of spiciness. But again, it'll all be really balanced and super refreshing overall beer.
One of those.
And you say you don't like the sweet beers, but aren't you drinking a mango beer right now?
Yeah. Correct. It's the furthest thing from sweet though. This is a sour beer, so we fully ferment the mango out, so there's no sugars left in it. So it's bone dry, and we.
Incredible.
Yeah, I won't go through it here, but again, any homebrewers who want to know more details can email me. Basically, we sour the beer. Sorry, basically we sour the beer with like anyway. This.
This is awesome, Dan.
Okay, one of the biggest things that I saw when we started working together was the distribution of the beer is one of the biggest things that we were worried about. We didn't know how to get the distribution, how to make sure that the beer is actually pushed out around the world, and just kind of want to see, where do you guys distribute now? Where do you see, obviously we know where we're going, but where do you see Space Vikings going in the future?
Yeah, I'll take the first half of that. So basically where we distribute now is I think Anna might need a second beer. We're pretty damn lucky actually. We're really well supported in the craft beer community by independent bottle shops, independent restaurants, family run places, everyone that we work with seem to have similar philosophies to us, and we keep it all, small batch, localized. So they, I think, really respond well to it. So the other main thing of the people that we sell to is we want to make sure that our beer is looked after, because we, like Adam said, we brew all natural, so it's unfiltered, unpasteurized, which means you've got to, store it correctly. So that's one of the other things we make sure that we sell to people, that will be able to, look after the beer, but also understand what it's doing, where it's come from. So everyone that we sell to basically seem to be across Australia, people that really appreciate what we do. So it's not we're not just selling beers that you just chuck a pallet of outside in the sun or anything like that. It's beers that someone will put down on your table and then tell you what's in it, where it's from, what it's about, because we're excited about it. And when they buy it from us, they're excited about it. And then they tend to talk about it because there's so much, love and craft that goes into it. So, yeah, across Australia, I think we've really been supported by all the independent businesses.
Yeah. And I guess how our model is a little bit different in terms of, exporting an overseas market. We started exporting to, I can't remember now, 9 countries or something, whatever it was, which is quite obviously common in the, for sort of, any business really, and any business that sells a product. And that was awesome. It was really cool to travel and obviously have our beers when we're, holidaying on the outside of the world. But we sort of was thinking about this, from an environmental point of view, shipping beer all around the world. Beer is quite a heavy product when it's, a full pallet is, 1,000 kilos, and sending pallets overseas and blah, blah, blah. And also, as Michelle mentioned, it's unpasteurized, and we cold ship everything. So again, that adds another element onto environmental, etc. And shipping, we're obviously based in Australia, which is isolated from the world, so shipping times are quite long to get to other markets. And we want the beer to be, it's part of the reason we brew relatively small batches. So 2,000 litres is sort of our normal batch, but depending on the beer, we scale it up or down. But the reason we do that, most of our beers, 2,000 litre batches, they sort of sell out within 4 weeks. They're all gone. Also, we have other beers that have come through in the meantime. And part of that is just keeping the beer super fresh. Yes, Jason's liking that. Space Vikings will sell much quicker than that, though, so that's fine. But yeah, and it takes about 2 months roughly to get from Australia to Europe or to America or wherever. And air freight is crazy expensive, so the only real way to do it is refrigerated shipping, which costs a fortune, takes 2 months, blah, blah, blah. So we kind of come up with the concept and I think, why don't we, export the brewer rather than export the beer? So basically, we sort of changed our whole concept from exporting. And I think this is what, Jason might have picked up through, media online. It's sort of part of the appeal that, drew Space Vikings towards Edge. So basically, we'll travel a lot, which is awesome, and we'll go over and brew the beer physically. So, again, we're just renting space in a brewery. We'll go brew the beer, and we'll release that beer just into that country. So it's super fresh, sells quickly, and we get to still be in, all these different countries and markets around the world. But rather than sort of shipping from Australia, having one central sort of hub, the beer is super fresh. We get to travel heaps, and yeah, it's that's kind of our concept now.
So you guys have the best job in the world.
We're drinking beer at 9 a.m., so I can't complain.
Okay, this.
I feel like we're still being kind of healthy.
Question.
That's nice.
Tie that into Space Vikings, I guess. We don't want to disclose, all our future plans because there's lots and lots of exciting, crazy stuff coming, which will be released in due time. But in terms of sort of the immediate plans and just tying in that last question, with our sort of existing brewing network, etc. We've brewed quite a bit in Scandinavia, collabs with amazing breweries over there previously, and that'll be the next market we release. It'll be the exact same beers we're brewing in Melbourne, but obviously brewed in Denmark and released there. And then following that, USA will be right after that. And then you'll hear a lot more after that about,
Too much.
other, where else we're going to raid and do lots of other cool projects.
Anyone who watches this and hears this, anyone who watches this and hears this, we have so much cool shit coming. Like, I'm so excited, and it drives me insane every time that even watching you guys now, that you're not like, say it, say the thing, that we're very excited about.
Being like, shh.
Two more beers and I'm going to squeal.
we have to end this call before we do that.
The thing is, you're so transparent, and it's so nice. You're so transparent, and I love that feeling about you. Like, just as our project, we're transparent as well, because there's no need to disclose anything. Really, there isn't. And the fact that we can partner with a brewery like yours, who are as transparent as you are, like, I know all of us can see ourselves in that. So, like, that is.
Oh, I think we got a frozen mic, or is that just our end?
Okay.
I
believe we lost him.
I blame you. All right, anyway, I think you just answered one of the big questions that a lot of the people here have asked. Do you ship? So I guess that's kinda, but it's very difficult. Do you sell, like, if somebody orders from Australia, is there any chance anybody could buy it and get it shipped to them, or is that just craziness?
No, within Australia or whatever market the beer's brewed in. Definitely. So we cold ship to, well, it's not shipping obviously, but cold freight to anywhere in Australia. And the next batch, as I mentioned, will be sort of based like Denmark, but neighbouring countries. We'll also be able to access the beer. And
I guess what I'm saying is all of our holders have this question. So let's say hypothetically, someone in Poland is like, I need this beer shipped to me to my home. That's not a thing yet, right?
No,
Okay.
no. The nature of us.
We'll work on that.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do maybe a brew in Central Europe as well.
Oh no, we have to go to Central Europe? Sounds terrible.
Oh no. All right. Next question. We have a bunch of questions from the community. Do you own any Space Vikings tokens?
Well, if I'm going to be completely honest and totally upfront, the whole crypto world was only opened up to me after talking to Space Vikings. So I am still getting my head around it. I will not lie and say I completely understand it. So I'm still learning. But it's been really awesome in the way that you've kind of talked to me like about cryptocurrency, but through a language that I know, which is beer. So it's made me very, very interested in it. Adam, on the other hand, he's been dabbling in it for quite some time. So I think he's got a much stronger understanding of how it all works. And the good thing is, while I'm learning how to basically translate it to our beer community. So basically make me understand it, and then the language that we're using, I can, pass it on and help others like myself, which there's a lot of, understand it and know how to make it work for them, basically.
Yeah. Actually, the first day I spoke to Jason, before the project was going ahead, we were just sort of, initially talking and not knowing what was to follow. But I obviously went on and researched a bit on the token, and actually went and bought Space Vikings that day. And now we've got sales reps throughout Australia, and I'd say probably half of them are completely new to crypto, never had a coin before, never had a token. And the other half were, fully into it already, super excited. So we've gone and as a little Christmas bonus, kind of bought some Space Viking tokens and distributed that to our staff. But to also really, walk through with them and show them, how it works. And so they can then, obviously they're beer sales reps, but their customers, so hopefully they can spread it even further now to all the bars and bottle shop owners and everyone in Australia. That they can obviously sell the beer to them, but also show them how to buy the crypto and how to get Space Viking tokens in their wallet.
Yeah, which is really exciting because usually our reps will go into a venue and be like, I've got all this beer, but now they go in and they'll go, I've got something really exciting that I need to tell you about.
I have a quick question. Like the people you've talked with about this whole partnership with a crypto and making this crypto beer, like how has the people taken it? Has they been like open towards it or like more disclosure?
Yeah, we haven't. Obviously, the beers not. It'll be actually out at first. So we haven't done heaps of sort of. We haven't got heaps of questions in yet. There will be a lot once the beer goes out, but there has been some initial, little teasers we've mentioned, and we're starting to get sort of the questions come through now. I'd say it's quite mixed, to be honest. Some people are really confused by it and not sure how, a beer can sort of be in partnership with a crypto, and they're not really sure what crypto is. And some people completely get it, which has been, awesome. And yeah, definitely a mixed bag. And I think once the beer's out, we're going to, make it as user-friendly as possible. And Jason's doing some awesome graphics for us, step-by-step instructions, which will make it, really clear, how to get Space Vikings tokens, but also, why we're partnering and getting that message across really clear where the connection is there.
I actually shared the big one. What's that, William? No, I actually shared the big one with the community so they can see it in there. Just the long 10-step thing. We'll share the other one as well.
Yeah, awesome. And that'll be, a little bit confusing to some people in the beer industry that have never touched crypto, of course. But, we're all here, obviously, you guys, support team, etc., to guide new people through it. And you mentioned that exchange where you can maybe have a direct buy button in the future, which also, obviously, that will be a huge thing.
And it's funny, I actually talked through one of my colleagues today using that. I gave that to them and said, can you try to buy this with this? And he got through it. There's definitely some things that we can make things happen, but it works.
Awesome.
Let's see, the next, we still got a bunch of questions from the community. Adam, what were your first thoughts when you saw that email from the Vikings?
Space Viking emailed you.
Yeah. Trying to remember back now. The initial, we've obviously had quite a few chats before, bounced ideas of each other and etc. before we finally went ahead with it. I think at that stage it was actually quite just perfect timing. Really, everything just aligned really well. I was, as Michelle mentioned, I was had dabbled a little bit in crypto, and the way my mind always works, I relate it back to our business. So I was thinking, how can as a company, as Edge, how can we enter the crypto space and have something, tangible and meaningful, in this new world. I was already sort of thinking of ideas, and then I got an email from Jason, which was, a lot of the ideas, everything really aligned with what we were sort of already thinking. And we were probably, without someone like Space Vikings, we would probably never be able to execute it ourselves. So it was just this perfect timing and perfect alignment, and we were super excited from the start.
Yeah, I was going to say this at the beginning of the call, but the thing about Edge that really just hit me was, as soon as I started reading about you guys, absolutely everything that you do lines up with absolutely everything that we're looking for. Everything just feels perfect. So I don't know if the community knows this, but as soon as I just read about you guys, I sent Adam a Space Viking shirt, and I was like, this is our guy. I'm done. I've been sending so many emails to so many breweries, and I'm not doing it anymore. Adam's our dude. I'm done. And I love the fact that we're here today doing an AMA and only a few weeks out from actually putting the beer out. And I'm so thankful and so excited, and I have goosebumps right now. I know you guys hear that all the time. When I get goosebumps, I get really excited, and I know that I'm going the right fucking way. So
we get very excited. Like we're all so excited about this. We've been talking with so many different ones, and I believe when you, Jason, you showed us the Edge Brewing Project, we were all so down immediately. It wasn't even a question. We looked it through and looked the messages through, and it's so awesome because you're as transparent as us, and you have some sort of the same visions as we do. And yeah, for us to come together like this, we're so grateful for it. So really thank you from the bottom of the project's heart.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
And to even be called upon for this, this is it's exciting. We're always looking to find something to keep us entertained, I guess. So we're always looking for something new and innovative and exciting. And this is by far one of our more exciting projects. So it's dabbling in a world that we don't know much of. So we're kind of nervous, but also like wanting to jump feet first.
Yeah.
It's something new, yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And super excited about, releasing this
I
beer.
have one more question.
Yeah, sorry, go for it.
Go ahead, Jason.
I have one more question, and it's basically what you just said, but longer. And then we can jump into, if anybody else has questions, we have a good 15 minutes left. What's the most exciting piece about the partnership with Space Vikings? What are you most excited about? Is it just that first beer?
We can't disclose that yet, Jason. We spoke about this.
Okay, yeah, I completely agree. And
Still.
so excited. I sent an email to someone we both know today and that I'm very excited about.
I think it's just probably the most exciting, apart from the thing that we're not allowed to talk about yet, is just where this project together is going to go. Like, it's literally endless. A lot of our projects, it comes to its finality, but this, I feel like it's going to keep going. There's no stopping it. We're working with Space Vikings, like we're literally, there's nowhere to stop.
Thank you so much for the kind words. That's so nice. Thank you. We don't see it stopping either. So
all right, I am not technically advanced enough to do the next part, but does anybody in the community who's listening right now have any questions that they'd like answered by the team?
if anyone have any questions, you can just unmute yourself and ask the question, and we will take you one by one, right?
Or just say hi so that we know that you're able to. Yeah, could you
hello?
I see a Joey popping through.
I know that voice.
Yeah, I'm the only real Viking in the team, right?
How are you, Joey?
Yeah, good. Just slowly waking my daughter up. She's very grumpy. But she really, really wants an Edge Brewing Space Vikings lager.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, her daddy does. She can just watch me drink it. I'm not that irresponsible.
Responsible. I don't know about that one, but
Nice supporter.
Adam and Michelle, meet Joey.
meet Joey.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey, Joey. How are you?
Hey guys. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for jumping on board with us.
Of course,
That's
man. Thank you. It's a very respectable Viking beard you have there.
Yeah, it goes all redneck like though, I'm really trying to fill it out. It's not working too well.
Joey, I'm trying to towards yours. Oh.
Willing for a guy from Denmark, that's it's pretty pathetic. No offense.
Nice one.
I'll take that.
Oh, are we drinking beer? What time is it? Jesus, Adam. It's 9:46 a.m.
What time is it?
It's
beer time.
I respect that a lot.
It's beer time.
So,
You can't talk about beer and not
Joey.
drink beer.
quality control, product research.
Joey.
Put down something.
I totally
Joey,
understand.
don't
I might do
worry.
some product
It's
research as well. Excellent.
Joey,
Go
you have
off camera
any
for 2
questions?
seconds.
Do we have any questions?
Anyone can jump in. I see Cryptical and Ivan. I see Nilsa and Arjan as well.
I guess it was a successful chat. We covered everything. Perfect.
We did it all.
We definitely did.
Well, fantastic.
So,
I guess we can stop
Great
there.
success.
Cheers,
yeah,
guys.
Jojo.
Oh.
Cheers, Jojo.
To Valhalla.
Did not tell my wife that I'm drinking a beer at 48 in the morning, please.
Nice one.
It's really nice, though. It's enjoyable. It's a hot day. Yeah. Wow, I can't believe
So the list
it's
is done.
Central Coast.
No more question.
If there's no more questions, we will end the AMA
Jason?
here.
Thank you
Okay.
for the chat.
And thanks a lot to the Edge Brewing Project to attend this chat. It's been so nice finally seeing you and speaking to you. And thanks a lot for coming.
Thanks for your time, and it was a pleasure to hear something new.
Awesome. Thanks.
I believe I will.
Alex.
Okay, just wanted to thank you guys, of course, but also the Space Vikings community, and something we're super excited to be part of and immerse ourselves more and more into this little community that's going to get even bigger and expand and go crazy. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
I will just stop the recording here, and we can stay a little bit more. Thank you one more time.
Thank you.
Is this
Bye-bye.
where all the swearing happens when the recording stops?